The perfect mother watches. That's what Diane had told herself for years. A good mother is vigilant. A good mother is protective. A good mother knows everything about her child. Emily's bedroom walls were the softest shade of lavender, the color she'd loved since she was 7. Diane had painted them herself, spending an entire weekend getting the shade just right. The color complemented the white furniture and the collection of stuffed animals arranged meticulously on the window seat. Everything was perfect, just as Emily deserved. Diane adjusted the small camera hidden in the stuffed bear on Emily's bookshelf, making sure it had a clear view of the entire room. She checked her phone, satisfied with the feed. Perfect. She had installed the first camera when Emily was 12, after that incident with the neighbor boy who'd given her a ride home from school. Nothing had happened. Diane had made sure of that. But it had opened her eyes to the dangers lying in wait for her precious daughter. Now, at 17, Emily needed protection more than ever. "Mom?" Emily called from downstairs. "Have you seen my journal? The blue one?" Diane slipped the leather-bound book deeper into her pocket. "No, honey. Have you checked under your bed? I already looked everywhere." Emily sighed as Diane descended the stairs. "You'll find it." Diane smiled, kissing her daughter's forehead. "Ready for school?" Emily nodded, hoisting her backpack over her shoulder. "Don't forget I'm going to Zoe's to study after school. I told you last week." "Of course I remember," Diane lied smoothly. "Text me when you arrive and when you're heading home." After Emily left, Diane retreated to her special room, the converted attic space that Emily thought was just for storage. The walls were covered with corkboards displaying Emily's life in meticulous detail. Schedules, photographs, printouts of text messages, diary entries, and school reports. 5 monitors displayed live feeds from cameras strategically placed throughout the house and Emily's most frequented locations. Diane settled into her chair and opened Emily's journal, scanning for any concerning entries. She frowned when she found a page about a boy named Michael. Emily had written 3 full pages about him. How had she missed this? There was no Michael in any of Emily's permitted social circles. She reached for her laptop and pulled up the tracking software she'd installed on Emily's phone. According to the location history, Emily had been making unauthorized stops at a coffee shop near school. Diane zoomed in on the satellite view of the location and made her notes on her clipboard. Her phone buzzed with a notification. Emily had just texted. At Zoe's now, studying for history test. Diane checked the GPS tracker. Emily was indeed at Zoe's house. She pulled up the audio feed from Emily's phone, which she could activate remotely. Through it, she could hear the girls discussing their homework and something about a party on Friday night. A party? Emily hadn't mentioned any party. Diane quickly accessed Emily's texts with Zoe, reading through their exchange about the weekend. Apparently, Michael would be there too. This wouldn't do. This wouldn't do at all. She opened her calendar and began planning. Emily had a history of mild allergic reactions to shellfish. Nothing life-threatening, just uncomfortable enough to require staying home. Dinner tomorrow would solve the party problem. The next evening, as Emily picked at her shrimp pasta, Diane watched her carefully. "Everything okay, sweetie? You've barely touched your dinner." "It's good," Emily said, forcing a smile. "I'm just not very hungry." "You need your strength," Diane insisted. "Especially if you're fighting off that cold." Emily frowned. "I don't have a cold." "You've been sniffling all day, honey. Your eyes look a little puffy." Diane reached across the table to feel Emily's forehead. "You feel warm." "I feel fine, Mom." "Better safe than sorry. I think you should stay home tomorrow. I'll call Dr. Matthews in the morning." Emily put down her fork. "Mom, there's a party tomorrow night that I really want to go to." A party? Diane feigned surprise. You never mentioned a party. Because I know you'd react like this, Emily said, her voice rising slightly. I'm 17. I should be allowed to go to a party with my friends. Not when you're getting sick, Diane said firmly. Your health comes first. Emily pushed her plate away. I'm not getting sick. You always do this. Every time I have plans you don't approve of, I mysteriously get sick or you suddenly schedule something important. That's not true. I'm just looking out for you. No, you're controlling me. Just like you did with Dad. Diane froze. What did you say? Dad didn't leave us because he stopped loving us, Emily said, tears welling in her eyes. He left because you suffocated him, just like you're suffocating me. That's enough! Diane snapped. Go to your room. Emily stood up. I found the cameras, Mom. All of them. The one in my teddy bear. The one in the bathroom vent. All of them. Have you been watching me this whole time? Diane's heart pounded. I was protecting you. You were spying on me. You've been reading my journal too, haven't you? That's why it keeps disappearing. You don't understand the dangers out there, Diane said desperately. There are people who would hurt you, take advantage of you. The only person hurting me is you, Emily whispered, backing away. I can't live like this anymore. Diane reached for her, but Emily recoiled. Everything I've done has been for you, Emily. Everything. I'm leaving, Emily said, her voice suddenly calm. I called Dad last week. He's coming to get me tomorrow. What? Panic surged through Diane. You can't leave. You can't. I already packed. I found all your tracking devices too. The one in my backpack, in my shoes, even the one you sewed into my jacket. I've known for months, Mom. Diane felt the room spinning. This couldn't be happening. You need me, Emily. No one will ever love you like I do. That's the problem. This isn't love, Mom. It's obsession. As Emily walked away, Diane collapsed into her chair. Her perfect world was crumbling. Without Emily, who was she? What purpose did she serve? She grabbed her phone and opened the monitoring app, but all the cameras showed static. Frantically, she tried to access Emily's location tracker, but it showed her daughter still at the dinner table. Diane rushed upstairs to her special room, but the door was open. The monitors were dark, the corkboards stripped bare. On her chair sat a single note in Emily's handwriting. I've known for years, Mom. I just pretended not to notice because I thought you'd get better. But you're not getting better. You're getting worse. Dad and I have been planning this for months. By the time you read this, everything will be gone. Please get help. I do love you. That's why I can't stay. Goodbye, Emily. Diane sank to her knees, surrounded by the remnants of her surveillance empire. For years, she'd believed she was watching over Emily. But all along, Emily had been watching her, studying her obsession, carefully planning her escape. The perfect mother watches, but sometimes the daughter watches back. And sometimes the most terrifying monster is the one that lives inside the person who's supposed to love you the most. 3 years later, a young couple moved into the house on Maple Street. The neighbors told them about the previous owner, a sweet, devoted single mother who had some kind of breakdown after her daughter left for college. They said she still lived somewhere in town, though no one had seen her in years. The wife found it all rather sad until she discovered the small holes drilled in their bedroom ceiling and bathroom walls, holes just large enough for camera lenses. When the police investigated, they found an elaborate network of surveillance equipment throughout the house, all connected to the attic. But the most disturbing discovery came when they checked the basement. Behind a false wall, they found a small living space with monitors showing live feeds from the young couple's home. And sitting in front of those monitors, watching their every move with unwavering devotion, was Diane. "I've been keeping it safe for Emily," she told the officers as they led her away. "She'll come back someday. A daughter always returns to her mother." In her pocket, they found a worn photograph of a teenage girl whose face had been replaced with the wife's. On the back, written in perfect handwriting, were the words, "My Emily, all for you."